Hey guys, so how many of us have seen all the fight going on online about shopping from China and how to start a business from China? I believe it first started with VDM and Billard, where VDM was telling Billard how he can supply anything way cheaper. We all saw that, right? Then there was the case of Julie Ibekwe, I believe, and Pantech Motors. And from there, we now have many people who rush to China. They set up ring light at any mall and they tell you to send them money so they can shop for you. Basically, somebody goes to China for the first time, and all of a sudden, they are China sourcing expert. Yeah, I see this like, you go to medical school for the first year, and already you say you want to work as a doctor. It doesn't make sense. Yet, we have many people going to this type of business doctors, and they wonder why their import business is failing. Now, the saddest part of this new trend is those who ask you to pay 5 million for China business stuff. They pack you and many others inside buses in Guangzhou, lodge you in cheap hotels, and then tell you that after the trip you'll become a successful importer from China. It's funny. I've actually seen a few of these clueless Nigerians moving from mall to mall in China, all looking confused, and laugh always catch me. Now, how many of those who went on this trip have become successful so far? And if you joined in any such trip or you want to join, you are only making money for the organizers, not for you. Anyway, China has over tightened their visa requirements for Nigeria, so this is no longer possible. And again, apart from VDM, who opened the eyes of Nigerians to opportunities in China, every one of all these other people are designed to build their business, not yours. So, in the next few minutes, I will break down how people are using you to make money. And I'll show you how you can save millions without wasting 5 million to travel, or worst case, sending money to so called sourcing experts who have no clue about how China works, right? Now, I'm about to share with you every secret I've learned in the last 8 to 12 months of being here in China. So, without wasting time, there are three key issues to consider when you want to build a business from China. And I will address all of them now. Number one, how do you get the cheapest product from China? If you can't get excellent pricing for most products you are selling in Nigeria, you are dead even before you start. Now, Nigeria is very competitive, and people will not buy from you if your product is even 1,000 naira more expensive. My brother runs a very successful pharmacy in Ilori, and he tells us how, because of 500 naira difference in a particular drug, a customer will spend 450 naira to go to another pharmacy that is like 30 to 45 minutes away via keke just to save 50 naira. And many businesses who were sending money to this ring light experts, they don't do it anymore. They've learned the hard way after buying products they couldn't sell. A lot of the things they bought thinking it was cheap, when it got to Nigeria, after adding all the shipping costs and other expenses, the people they wanted to sell it to told them that it was cheaper for them to buy in Alaba than to buy from them. Do your research, and you see that what I'm telling you is true. Many of them have seen Shege. There's a lady online that I was watching. She does sourcing for people by traveling to China. She did it once, twice. By the third time she traveled, not one of the thousands of people that were following her bought, because the items they bought the first time was still stuck in their hands. The price was way too high, they couldn't sell it. The question is, how do you get the best price in China? And it's simple, by first understanding how China works. So, how does China work? You see, the government in China have created shopping plazas that are made for foreigners. And you must understand this before you start. See, I'm coming to you as one who understands China, right? I have a registered company here in China. So I've gone through a lot. I employ Chinese people. I've rented offices here and warehouses here. I have an apartment here in China. I've dealt with real estate agents here. I have a bank account here in China. And trust me, it's not easy to open a bank account. I've visited different types of companies in over 15 different major cities in China. I've visited well over 100 malls here in Guangzhou in the over 8 months of establishing here full time. So let me tell you my story so that it will make it clear what I mean that you must understand China, right? We established a warehouse here in Guangzhou, Foshan to be precise. Foshan and Guangzhou is like Ota to Lagos, and we chose Foshan because we can get cheaper warehouse here. The facility is very secure. When we started, the process of getting this warehouse about 6 months ago, that was when we started. And like any foreigner who wants to do business here, I was thinking that using a big real estate company was the best. And this company found me several warehouses. But to sign up for these warehouses, we were going to deposit almost $54,000, so about 76 million to get started. Now, luckily, before we paid, I met two Chinese friends, who introduced me to our current manager, Mr. Dollar. His name is actually Dollar. But I can say that when God wants to liberate his people, and by his people here, I'm talking of Nigerian businesses who are struggling, he connects the helper, and I believe I am the helper here, to somebody from nowhere. So again, we're to spend 76 million just as deposit to have access to the warehouse. And I know many of you are going to be asking, why do you have to spend so much? Well, that is just how warehouses and rentals work here in China. But anyway, before paying, I had an engagement in Nigeria, and so I left China for about 2 weeks. Um, by then, I was being given an award as a top exporter of the year, and this happened sometime in May. It was a very big event that had senators, governors, and many top government officials in attendance. So for some of you who don't know me, we are very big in import and export. So you can trust that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to import and export. You have nothing to worry about if using us. We've been in business since 2009, and in fact, we now have over 30 locations all over Nigeria, unlike some of your sourcing experts who usually have none. But again, back to my warehouse issue. So during the 2 weeks I was away, a manager, Mr. Dollar, kept telling me that the warehouse is too expensive and he's not comfortable with me spending such an amount. And then he gave me about 5 reasons why we should not take the warehouse. But his main reason was the cost. And he told me that not to worry, that when I'm back, he will show me 4 different options to choose from that he had found. To cut the long story short, we went from making a deposit of $54,000 to just 26,000, or about 36 million in this case. So someone that knows the system, who had lived in China all his life, was able to save us about 28 million. Not only that, he negotiated 1 month free rent, which the people that wanted 76 million refused to do. You see, most warehouses here will rent as it is. They just show you that is it. But he got the landlord to revamp the warehouse and make it look like new. He got us free high definition camera system all over the warehouse, got a free office space with furnitures in it. And again, look, I'm still amazed, but that shows what a native who knows the system well can do. I tell you, all this extra that he gave us would have cost us well over $20,000, especially the free office that would have rented for 3 years. Again, when it came to buying computers and equipment for the warehouse, I know of a place that foreigners go to buy these equipment. When you go there, you see crowd of Nigerian and Africans and people from the Middle East. And he told me, no, that we can't buy from there. That don't I see that the Chinese don't go there because their prices are way too expensive for the local Chinese. Yet, these places are flooded with Nigerians and foreigners and so-called China experts who tell you they will save you money. They are not saving you money. For me, I had been there many times before when I didn't know better. And that was when it dawned on me after listening to Mr. Dollar that you never see Chinese buyers there, only the sellers. Anyway, he went and got me all laptops and computers at a saving of over $200 each. We started with 5 systems, so that's about $1,000 he saved us. So again, if you are watching me and you're into computers and electronics, you are selling laptops, or you want to start selling such, in the next few minutes, I will show you how you can benefit from these, our people who know China since birth. You see, every warehouse will need a forklift. In our case, he saved us 27,000 RMB, or about $4,000. Let me tell you what happened here. I saw a used forklift, top shape, for about 42,000 RMB. Brand new one was going for 69. I was thinking of paying for the used one, and he was like, look, be patient. Let me research this. At the end, he got us a bigger forklift for 41,000 RMB, meaning he saved us about 27,000 RMB. So why am I telling you these instances? You see, when you work with a good local person, one who has a good heart, one who has lived all his life here in China, you will save a lot. And now we've grown our management team to 3 solid employees, and God has been good, bringing good and very dedicated people to us.
谈嘛，是不是？你这样子再加个系统，没有加个什么加他，我没有叫他加系统，我只是跟他说。
Yes, we argue a lot, but it's all in the spirit of ensuring that all goes well with you, our customers. Now, with these 3 and many more Chinese that we're adding almost every week, you will save millions doing business in China that a Nigerian who just visited China can never save you. And that's why you should stop wasting your money sending to those who don't even know where to get products at Chinese local prices. Now, all those things they are showing you via ring light in expensive malls, I can tell you they are typically 2 times or even 3 times more expensive than what the Chinese buy them for. When you start talking to some of these Chinese sellers in these malls, they will tell you that the rent there is very expensive, and the only way they can make up is to sell to foreigners. And that is why you never see Chinese people buying in these malls. So if you travel to China, be cautious of some of these malls. I don't just think that that's where you get the best deal. I can tell you, you can save more by simply telling us what you need, and our Chinese team will do the rest. You save your travel cost and focus on your business. So now you understand how to get the cheapest product, right? Another result of using those who understand the system is that you will get the original product without guessing. See, it's very hard to dupe someone here because the police here is tough on fraud, and so you won't see fraud between a Chinese and another Chinese. But when you're in Nigeria and you receive a wrong product, how do you go about filing a claim? There's virtually nothing you can do. So again, by working with us through our Chinese employees, you are assured of possibly the lowest cost and the best quality for any item you buy. Again, to make these savings easily possible, we have launched a scheme designed to give Nigerian businesses access to our Chinese team and access to a lot more services that enables you to become more profitable. To start any business, obviously import, you obviously need to have some capital. And again, this scheme is designed for those who are ready to start or to grow their existing business. If this is you, enter your details in the form below and someone will reach out to you. Now, this program is not only gives you access to our Chinese team, we also offer the easy payment to these suppliers on your behalf. Remember, we already have a registered company here in China. So we can pay them in RMB directly. You don't need to worry about first changing naira to dollar and then sending, you start verifying if they've received it. Pay in naira to us at any of our 30 locations and we do the rest, as well as the option to ship up to 1.5 million before you pay. So you can start a business, buy what you need, only pay when it arrives in Nigeria. That's like giving you 1.5 million naira credit. But again, like I said, this works for those who are ready to start a business. They have some capital. And again, if this is you, enter your details in the form below and someone will reach out to you. Now, apart from getting great prices by using people who totally understand the system, the second thing of interest, if you want to do business in China, is what I call seller trust. The question is, how do you trust a seller so that they won't run away with your money or they won't send you the wrong product? So if you decide to go through our Chinese team, then you have nothing to worry. But if not, let me give you a little statistics that may shake you a little. You see platforms like Alibaba, they are great, but they are not 100% trustworthy. So here are some Alibaba statistics that I have written down here. And I'm going to be going through that. Now, in 2011, Alibaba found that over 2,200 sellers of gold have defrauded people. Same 2011, 37 people were accused of defrauding buyers over $36 million. 2016, 1,400 fake websites were linked to sellers in Alibaba. 2017, 30,000 sellers were removed after they found them to be fraudulent. In 2018, 536 million of fake goods were being sold on Alibaba were seized. 2020, 2,900 were arrested with about 148,000 fake production facility. In 2022, over 2,000 sellers were also arrested. In 2024, an investigation by the Guardian Group found more than 76,000 fake e-commerce websites selling fake products. So be careful when shopping online for goods in bulk. You see, these online portals are good to find a product, test the product for a few items, and not for bulk purchases. Now, after testing, you need to do the following that will shield you from any fraud. So listen to me carefully. Alibaba is good, but do the following. Number one is supplier verification, where you check with the government records to be sure that you are dealing with a reliable company. It's always better to pay someone peanuts to help you verify that the company you want to send thousands of dollars are real. Now, number two, this is what we call pre-purchase advisory. And with this, you are able to have our Chinese team review your order and pass the right information to these Chinese manufacturers. Look, I'll tell you, this service is vital for high value purchases where precision is important. You know, where making a single mistake can be costly. So again, if you're buying machines and other costly items, we can help you with this. Number three, our payment service even simplifies things for you by allowing you to go to any of our 30 plus offices all over the country. You pay there, and then our Chinese team will purchase the products that you need. See, this service offers you 100% money back guarantee if you receive fake products or anything happens to your item. Again, we'll refund you in full. No internet, no issues. We just refund you. Now, how many of you have received an invoice and can't understand what is written on it? You know, this is how some Chinese invoices come. You may see the items in English and Chinese, but at the bottom, you see some terms and conditions at the bottom of the page. How many of you ever wondered what those are? Now, our Chinese team can help with translation of your invoices so that the fine prints are clear to you. If there is any dispute, you see, those fine prints may be what they will use to win you. So better know what it is before you commit money. Another thing is that there may be cases where it makes sense for you to visit the factory. And I'll talk about when and why you should enter plane to visit the factory later. But again, if you have items that require verification at the factory, our team can also go there on your behalf and take care of it. And again, like I said earlier, we have a scheme where we can help you with this and more. So if interested, enter your details in the form below. If I have to discuss everything about this package, this video will be too long. So let me just leave it, mention a few things you get again. You get free insurance. That's a huge saving. You get an option to ship up to 1.5 million before you pay. So again, this is like giving you credit so you can start your business, buy what you need, and when it arrives, you pay. Basically, we're giving you 1.5 million naira in credit. We also offer easy payment to these suppliers on your behalf, like I said earlier. So remember, we have a registered company here in China, so we can definitely pay them in RMB directly. Also, you don't need to worry about, first changing naira to dollar and then transferring. No, we handle all that for you. You also get what we call free inventory of your shipment. So if the seller says he shipped 100 items to you, we will count it on arrival and let you know that it was actually 100 items that were received. You will also get free pictures of your item, so you are sure that what was promised is what was delivered. You know, I know all this will greatly help your business. So if you're a business person that has capital, to start, or you already have a business, enter your details in the form below to get started. If basically, if I start expatiating on all of this, like I said, this video will be too long. So again, once you enter your details, somebody from our team will call you and they will explain more if needed. Again, like I said, this is a service for those who are ready. They have enough money to start a business, or they already have a business. Now, the next thing that worries many people is obviously having a reliable shipping company. And the good news is that shipping is what I have done. We have done for over 17 years. So we have all the links with hundreds of companies, with the customs. In fact, in Nigeria, we have our own customs license. So we are able to offer you some of these things that many other companies can't offer you. Number one, you get fixed cost per kg or CBM. So no stories or extra costs when they arrive. You see, stories of you having to pay more when your items arrive usually occur because one company is the shipping company in China, usually a Chinese company, and another company is the clearing agent there in Nigeria. So the Chinese company ships and sends all the goods to a clearing agent. That agent then tells you to bring another set of payments to clear for you. You know, for us, we are one company, so a fixed charge is a fixed charge. It covers shipping and clearing. Number two, we offer what we call a 5-1 guarantee. So you get 5% off your shipping costs for every day we delay your shipment beyond what we promised, you know, by air and by ocean. So basically, for air, every day you get 5% off. For ocean, every week you get 5% off. And we are the only company to make this bold claim. Another thing is that you get full insurance for damaged or missing items. So if anything ever happens, you don't need to worry. You know, so if you've not already done so, like I said before, enter your details below, and a member of our team will reach out to you. Now, let me address one last issue. You know, when does it make sense to travel to China as a business? Like I said earlier, don't try to start a business with 15 million and then you spend 5 million or 30% of it to travel. You know, I've even seen people who have 10 million naira and they are using 5 million to come to China. What will you then use to stock up in products? There is a limit I have discovered you must have before traveling, and I'll talk about that shortly. You see, the issue of you must travel to China is ruining many small businesses and stopping many who have less than 5 million from starting, thinking they must visit first. The problem is that, you see, many of these online influencers who make money by helping you to tour China have put that mindset into you that for you to start a business from China, you must spend millions on visa, flight ticket, hotel, traveling up and down. It's not necessary. When I see people who are in China, business tour, moving from mall to mall, it shows they have violated the first principle of being a good business person. Before you travel, the first step is that you must know what you want to sell. Yes, I know there are people who started with product A and later they switched to B or C, but at least they were smart to have started with product A. So the first thing is to decide on what you want to sell. And then you can do serious research on platforms like Alibaba before you start thinking of traveling. Again, you must be crystal clear, know the exact place you are going, where the product you want to sell is. Not for them to pack you and 30 other people in a bus going from mall to mall. It's the dumbest business idea I've seen. Again, don't go to places like Canton Fair if you don't have a clear idea of what you want to do. Once again, now after that, once you've decided on what you want to sell, the second thing is you must have a reasonable amount in capital. Generally, if you have less than 30 million, don't dream of wasting your time to come to China. Save that 5 million to do other things in your business. Now, why do I say 30 million is the limit? Because if you have 30 million for a business, you are going to need as much as 5 million for marketing. You see, Facebook ads done the right way is not cheap. You are going to need probably 5 million to 10 million for office setup, salaries, power, and other expenses that you will definitely encounter in Nigeria. And trust me, a lot of unforeseen expenses will come up. And if you look at that, it leaves you with about 15 million. And we've not even factored in the shipping cost, for shipping your product. So again, 30 million is the cutoff. If you don't have 30 million, save the money and use the process we have set up. You know, paying 5 million to fly to China, it's not worth it. Okay? Be smart. Now, after you've determined the product, you can ask for a sample. And again, we can help you to receive and verify these samples, or we can have them shipped to you. Please always ask for a sample. This will typically cost you less than $100 or so. But again, you are sure you are getting the right product before you buy in bulk. So again, at this stage, instead of spending 5 million, you would have spent maybe $150 or 250,000 in all. And once the sample is good, you place your order in confidence. You place the order, you have peace of mind, knowing that you have verified the supplier and you have actual good sample. And even after the final item arrives, always ask for a pre-shipment inspection. And this is what many ignore, and it ends up costing them so much because if they have shipped fake products to you, you can detect it with a pre-shipment inspection rather than when it has already shipped. So if you follow these steps, you will save millions. You will be more organized and you'll be able to focus more on your business, make more profit than you have ever imagined instead of thinking of how to fly around wasting money. Again, the package we have created solves all these problems. So if by now you've not submitted your details, do it now and only do it again if you have enough capital to start or to grow your business. So when should you travel to China, right? Here are the top reasons to travel to China. Number one, you are buying or selling specialized products that require special customization that you can't pick off the shelf. And these are for people with serious capital. So if you are making a special product in your company name, then it makes sense to travel. Not that you are buying office clothes or hair, then you waste 5 million to travel. It's not wise. Again, look, I'll say it again. Don't start flying to China if you are buying standard off the shelf products. You know, a lot of people think that, whoa, when they drink tea with the boss, it changes the profitability equation. Look, going before you understand your product, your MOQ, your target market, the sourcing model is a waste of money and you are wasting the factory's time. I'll tell you, factories behave differently when you come in with a vague idea and they will simply show you their showroom. But when you come with facts and figures showing you understand your product, you know, they will call all their engineers and they will take you to the production floor so that you can see how they will really manufacture your product. Secondly, you travel to China when you are buying large custom machines that fit into maybe your existing production process. And even at this, you don't need to travel. But if you do need to travel, it's best to come when the machine is ready. And again, for this type of service, we offer what we call a pre-purchase advisory, where you can share the exact specifications with a verified company. So at the end, you may not need to travel to see the unit in actual operation. Our team can do it for you. But again, if you need to travel, it's good to travel. Now, the third reason you travel is you are buying in very large quantity, that when a mistake is made, thousands of items can be ruined. You know, this should be typically when you are buying in container loads. All right. So to summarize, only travel to China when the product is a custom product, is a technical product, such as a large custom machinery, or you are buying very large quantities in container loads. So if you follow these steps, trust me, you will save money while increasing your profit. Again, like I said, we have a warehouse here in Guangzhou, Foshan, you know, and we have a team of Chinese workers who fully understand how to save you millions. Like I said, we handle your sourcing, your pre-purchase advisory, your pre-shipment confirmation, and we can deliver to anywhere in Nigeria. Most importantly, we have over 30 locations all over Nigeria where you can walk in and talk to a specialist to help you. Like I said, we have created the package that gives you everything you need to start a business from China without losing 5 million or more. And we will pick up the orders as we place them, right? It includes, again, up to 1.5 million in shipping credit, pre-shipment inspection, and lots more. So again, enter your details and a team member will reach out to you shortly. I sincerely hope I've cleared your mind on what it takes to do business in China. Be sure to fill the form below so we can start working with you. So again, so this video is not too long. Take care and we look forward to serving you shortly.